Hello, and welcome to Big Dumb Movie, where we discuss movies of the big dumb variety. I'm your host, Korey, but you can call me Rocky, and I'm joined today with my co-host, Josh, also known as Tum Tum. Say hello, Josh.
What's going on?
Are you okay that I just declared that you're the Tum Tum?
Oh yeah, no, who's got the jelly beans? Who's got the jelly beans?
Oh yeah. So we're of course talking about Three Ninjas Kick Back today, the sequel to the classic 1992 film, I think?
Yeah,
Three Ninjas?
92, yeah. What year did this come out? 93?
This was 94.
Alright, okay, so they took a whole 2 years.
They did. So they took a couple years, then they filmed this and Three Ninjas Knuckle Up back to back. Now, interestingly, Knuckle Up was filmed first before this movie, Three Ninjas Kick Back. So that's why Three Ninjas Knuckle Up has the original cast, and this one only has one returning member.
Yeah, oh man, I was gonna say, like, the first thing I thought when I started watching the movie was like, who the fuck are these kids?
Exactly.
I don't remember any of these kids.
They even got the parents to come back, but I'll tell you what happened. So the guy that played Rocky, Michael Traynor, he quit acting after Three Ninjas Knuckle Up. He's just like, fuck this, I'm out. It's probably a good thing. I know there's not a great reputation for Hollywood and what they do with kids and stuff. So yeah, I get it. Chad Power, who played Tum Tum, he wasn't in this movie because he was in a TV movie that he was filming at the same time called Couples. So he was just too big of a star, obviously.
Obviously.
Did you miss him? Did you miss the originals?
I did. I never thought I would think that, but yeah, I was like, oh, this doesn't feel right. It felt like, when Don Cheadle shows up in Iron Man 2.
Who the fuck is this guy? They have to say his name right away so you know that it's Rhodey.
Right?
Rhodey.
Yeah, you're Rhodey, my good old friend from the first film.
All the adventures we had together. Remember you almost put on the suit and then you were like, no, I'll do it in Iron Man 2?
You remember? You said next time, baby.
Next time, man. So, speaking of Three Ninjas, me and you were talking a little bit off the air about Three Ninjas reboots or sequels or remakes, and
it's coming. It's coming. It's got to.
Well, I'm sure one will come down the pipeline eventually. I don't think there's any in the works right now, fortunately.
I mean, we'll get there.
But we wanted to do something a little bit different this episode, something that I've kind of been wanting to do on this podcast, but I've never really been able to get Steve or anyone else to agree to, which is we pitch our own idea for the movie. So that's what me and Josh here are going to do. We haven't told each other our pitches, but we're each going to pitch our own version of Three Ninjas that's either a reboot, a remake, or a sequel, right?
Yeah, let's do it. All right. Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, you go first. Tell me what you got. I'm just going to be a silent observer.
All right. So we're going to Doom 2016 it. This could be considered a sequel or it could be considered a soft reboot. However you want to go. All right. So we're going to go in a dark, gritty direction. We got Tom Cruise as Rocky because, first of all, he's the right size. He's still child size.
Yeah.
Plus this will be a challenge for him. He's always looking to push himself. So this will be a great challenge for him. And then we got Colt being played by Steve Buscemi. And, life has not been good to Colt,
Of course, he looks like Steve Buscemi now.
He looks like Steve Buscemi now. So, and then we obviously have Vin Diesel coming in as Tum Tum.
Yes.
Yeah. So
now this is an action movie.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah. The more I think about it, we're gonna go straight just reboot. This is a retelling of the original story. So we got Ed Norton as Snyder and Sir Patrick Stewart as Grandpa.
Okay.
And rather than just a bunch of just weird shit, I'd like to have them actually doing ninja shit. So we're gonna take liberties with the source material. So Snyder used to be best friends with Grandpa. They're still good friends. And Snyder seeks out Grandpa I need you to do this ninja favor for me for this ninja thing. Good old friend of mine, and boom, it was a setup. And Grandpa's now in fucking prison. So it's up to the 3 ninjas to actually ninja the fuck up and gather clues and be stealthy and do ninja shit rather than, recycle the plot of Home Alone.
Okay. Totally different movie.
Totally different movie. So what do you got?
Okay. I like your idea, by the way. It's awesome. I might have went a little too far in some places.
It's all good.
As you and I tend to say a lot. So mine's a little bit longer. I do like yours, though. But all right. So mine is a reboot / continuation. Right? So again, I'm sorry if this is very elaborate. I apologize.
No, it's all good.
So try to picture it. All right. It's modern day, and it opens in like a misty alley. And there's an exterior shot of this seedy dive bar. And the camera kind of pushes in, and there's like saxophone music, from Lethal Weapon playing in the background. And we see a guy at the bar sitting by himself, and he's like wearing a trench coat and a hat. And it's kind of like a noir movie, but only at the beginning for some reason. So it's just here. And the bartender walks up to him, and he's kind of like polishing a glass, and he says, "Hey, what are you having tonight, Rocky?" And Rocky looks up, and he says, "The usual Johnny, make us on the rocks." And he kind of has like an internal monologue after he takes a drink. He says, "Here's to you, Emily, my number 1 dame. I'm gonna get that son of a bitch who did this to you. You hear that? I'm coming for you, Snyder."
Oh, no.
There's kind of like some dramatic music,
The plot thickens.
And Rocky walks out of the bar, and the bartender says, "Hey, Rock, see you tomorrow night, eh?" And Rocky says, "No, I've got a date with justice."
Oh, shit, man, this is getting good.
And that's where you get like the intro credits. So it's a revenge story. Like Snyder killed Emily, he's back, and Rocky has to, stop him.
We're Lethal Weapon 2-ing it.
So what happens is like no one knows how Snyder came back because he was presumed dead, but he killed Emily in front of Rocky while Rocky was watching on a rooftop, like in Last Action Hero, like Jack Slater 4. Like, it was like that whole scene, basically. So, Rocky knows he can't beat Snyder alone. He needs the 3 ninjas. And there's a big kind of assemble the crew scene, like in Armageddon. He goes to find Colt first, and Colt has a cattle ranch called Colt's. So, like, Rocky drives up to the ranch while Colt is doing some kind of, like, horse shit with, I don't know, with like a I don't know what the fuck these guys do. Like, with like a rope. And then, like, Rocky approaches Colt, and Colt's like, "You've got a lot of nerve showing up around here." But, like, Rocky takes off his sunglasses, and he's like, "He's back, Colt. Snyder's back." So Colt's like, "That son of a bitch." And they team up, and they get together, and now they gotta find Tum Tum. Now, when they're going to find Tum Tum, you can tell there's like some tension. They're both uneasy. There's something they're not saying about it. They go into this restaurant, but they don't actually go inside. It's like a big misdirect. They're walking up to it, then they go around back to the alley, and Tum Tum's like living in a cardboard box. He's like a homeless guy.
Is it played by Jack Black?
I didn't cast him. I probably should have. But I'd like to think he's more scrawny. So, like, Tum Tum is, like, super scrawny. He's, like, a drug addict. There's, like, heroin needles all around. And he's like, "Hey, can I get a cigarette, man?"
Jason Statham.
And Rocky's like, "Tum Tum, it's us, 2 ninjas. Well, there's 3 of us. You're the 3rd ninja. We need you to join us so we can be the 3 ninjas. It's kind of, you got to get with us." They explain that Snyder's back, and Tum Tum, he doesn't want to join him. But he kind of agrees eventually. And right as they're about to leave, Tum Tum like reaches back towards something, like he's gonna get a little baggie. And Rocky's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And he's like, "Oh, it's just my lucky jelly beans." So he's like bringing the jelly beans with him.
Nice. Bringing it back full circle.
So Tum Tum, he has to go to rehab. And a lot of the movies, like his time in rehab, he's having like heroin withdrawals. He's going to NA meetings, doing the 12 steps. He's like getting chips. There's like montages of him like getting sober. And then they go after Snyder, and they have this big action scene in this industrial warehouse. Now there's a bunch of ninjas with swords, and we get like the big trailer moment. "We should run. We should hide. We should open fire." And they just like pull out these like semi-automatic rifles, and they just like start unloading on all the ninjas. Like, they're not doing that kid bullshit anymore. They just fucking shooting them. It's more like it's like a Seagal movie. He's just like unloading on them. Anyway, so they face off with Snyder. He's like a cyborg. He's resistant to all known weapons. He kicks their asses. The bullets just bounce off him. But like during the fight, one of his circuit boards is exposed. And Tum Tum, like kind of at the last moment, takes some jelly beans and he like mashes them in the circuit board. And it like paralyzes Snyder. And he like can't move. And they're about to stop him once and for all. But then there's a twist. There's like a reveal. You know, in like Spider-Man 3? When Sandman's like, I was just doing this for the money. I have a sick daughter. That's Snyder. He does that whole story. He's like, oh, I just have a sick daughter. I just was robbing banks for the money. So they let him go, right? Snyder just like, okay, well, you can go. Because they realized the important thing wasn't really defeating Snyder after all. It was getting their family back together and getting Tum Tum clean. 4 strands of rope, no strains of dope. And this is why this movie is called 3 Ninjas Kick Smack.
Dude, it's brilliant. I want to give you a standing ovation.
Thank you. I probably went a little too far in some places.
It's all good. Like, you had a complete Act 1, Act 2, Act 3. I had an elevator pitch.
Yeah. Yeah, imagine me trying to restrain a Hollywood executive. Be like, no, listen to the whole fucking thing. I gotta get to the end so I can tell you the title.
Yeah, then it all comes together. It's the heart of the movie.
So thank you if anyone is still listening, for listening through my very long pitch and Josh's, which was much more succinct. Yours is probably better anyway.
It's all good. It reminds me of this drunken pitch we had for a 4th Lord of the Rings movie. It was Old Hobbits Die Hard. Where like the military comes for Sam, who now lives on a farm. Yeah, very Rambo-ish. Yeah.
Huh. I love it. I'd love to hear more, man. We need to get these ideas out there to an executive, you know? It's just a shame that we're not movie producers.
Right? Yeah. If only I had the money, I would make the wildest shit.
Speaking of having money and making the wildest shit, so the most interesting fact I could find about 3 Ninjas Kickback is that apparently it was one of Kim Jong Un's favorite childhood movies, you know, the North Korean leader. And he had this movie remade with Korean actors. This was reported by, like, high-ranking North Korean defectors.
Whoa!
So we need to get our hands on that.
I need that in my life. What does that look like? Oh my god. I imagine it looks similar to when they make Ben Stiller perform in Tropic Thunder.
Yeah. I can only imagine how good that is, but...
Man, I have no words. That's fucking mind-blowing. I gotta process that.
So, something I forgot to say. We are doing kind of like a ninja series here on Big Dumb Movie, me and Josh. Maybe other people will want to join in, but we had so much fun doing the Surf Ninjas episode that I think it would be cool if we did more ninja movies for the podcast. And I know you've done your share of ninja-related movies on your show.
Oh, absolutely.
Review Inc., Review Dude.
Everybody needs ninjas in their life.
Absolutely. What was your take? Because you did a video on 3 Ninjas. What was your overall takeaway from the first 3 Ninjas movie, the classic one?
Well, retrospectively, after watching this one, it seems a lot more charming. This one seems a lot more cynical and just whatever the fuck, throw everything. But maybe it's nostalgia, but like I'm a little forgiving of the original. Like
Definitely.
It's a little cheesy, it's a little corny, but it's got its moments where it's a little charming at the same time.
Yes, I agree. I had a little bit of that with this. I really did, because I watched this one too as a kid. Kind of a lot.
I grew up more with the third one. So, yeah, there's this one, and then the third one, which obviously, they travel back in time to medieval Japan. That's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3, which, by the way, the bad guy in this movie is also the bad guy in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3.
What, is he the dickhead on the horse? Who is he?
He's the guy that gets the bell dropped on him, and when they get it off of him, his hair's all spiked up, and they're like, "Oh, look, it's Don King."
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Fucking shoot me, man.
That joke has not dated.
But I guess we should get into this movie we're here to talk about, Three Ninjas Kick Back.
So everybody can kick back, knuckle up, and, maybe we'll take on Mega Mountain.
So this one opens up very much like the first one. They get you by reminding you of the first movie, because the kids are just doing their training sequences with Grandpa. They're fucking, I don't know, they're fighting him, they're throwing stars, or what are they doing, Josh?
They're still yelling Aya. That's what they're
They
doing.
are, aren't they?
We forgot to mention this in Surf Ninjas, but the Surf Ninjas also yell Aya. What is it with fucking 90s ninja movies and them yelling Aya with everything that they do? Every fucking slight fart that they make. Aya!
Oh, we'll get to the farts, man.
Oh, shit. I had already forgotten about it.
So they're training with Grandpa like they always do. Grandpa, though, he's going to go to Japan, and he wants the kids to go to study with the Grandmaster who taught him, I guess. I don't know. I don't really know what the fuck's going on. But we get a flashback 50 years ago. We see Grandpa, he beat some guy in a contest, and then he got like a special dagger as a prize, and supposedly it's the key to a golden cave, a treasure cave of wonders.
Tum Tum's like, whatever happened to the guy? He's like, oh, who knows? Not like he's gonna be the villain of the movie.
He runs a car wash now. It's pretty good, actually. You get a good deal there. Get a full wax for $20. But we get to see, in Japan, this guy, obviously, like you said, he's the villain. Now, any Karate Kid 2 vibes yet?
Yes, obviously. They do establish that there's definitely not a cave of gold. They reiterate that. That's just a myth.
Right, of course it is.
Definitely don't bank on that being in the third act of the movie.
But we get a continuity error pretty quickly because Grandpa Mori, his name is Mori Shintaro in this movie, and they say multiple times in the first Three Ninjas, it's Mori Tanaka.
I know him when I worked with Mori Tanaka.
But our grandpa's there. Oh, Mori Shintaro. Do you know him?
Oh, shit. I didn't pick that up. Nice catch. What dumb cunts. What lazy bastards.
I know, right? I don't know what the deal is with that. Is Tanaka not Japanese enough?
It sounds pretty fucking Japanese to me.
Me too. I mean, maybe not the Mori part, but they kept that.
I mean, obviously I'm guessing they just didn't watch the fucking first movie.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
They really thought they brought the original cast back together.
The Three Ninjas now are all on a Little League team, the Dragons. So that's what we see next. Anything noteworthy for you?
When the baseball game starts, yeah, it's all like, it's the Mustangs versus the Dragons. I was like, oh, I wonder what fucking baseball team they're on.
I would think that Colt would be on the Mustangs.
Oh, yeah. You gotta add in a little snare drum there.
We see Lisa DiMarino.
Hi, Lisa DiMarino. Lisa DiMarino.
Oh, man. He's such a player. He's like the Kirk of Three Ninjas.
You mean Rocky, of course, right?
Yeah, Rocky. Yeah, he's balls deep in so many girls.
Oh, God.
Knuckle deep, I guess.
My wife walked in on a scene with Rocky and she said, oh, he's 90s hot. Like, for 90s teen kind of.
By the way, I guess we glossed over, the opening bit where they're training, they're all in their, ninja masks and everything, It's so obviously a stunt double for Rocky.
Grandpa?
For Rocky too. But,
Oh, okay.
like the hair he looks so obviously Asian.
The grandpa stunt double is just like a normal guy that has like a pillow in his like stomach area.
I know, that's the most baller thing ever. It's like they didn't even try.
Of course they train with the masks, yeah.
Yeah. Oh man.
What's going on at the baseball game?
So Rocky can't get his head out of the gutter. Just thinking about that sweet, what's her name? Lisa D. Marino pussy. And they just completely botch the game. Now, did you notice the bully is also the bully from the first movie?
That dude is back. He got his ass kicked at the end of the first
movie.
movie.
Why is he still trying to pick on them? You got the fucking shit beat out of you already.
I guess it depends on which version, because in the American version, he gets beat up at the end, but in the European version, which I grew up on, he doesn't.
What?
They never get the comeuppance, the bullies at the end.
That's
so
weird.
The version that I had on VHS, there's a couple differences, and I'm referring to the first Three Ninjas. So the kids lose the basketball game in the first one, and they also don't fight the bullies at the end.
That's hugely underwhelming.
Yeah.
Because the version I grew up in, they beat the shit out of him at the end.
Yeah. But that kid's back. He's now like 25, but he's got nothing else to do. He
still wants to bully them, even though he's got like a rat tail.
He's got a rat tail. He's picking on little kids. I don't know what this guy's doing.
He starts picking on Colt, and Colt breaks a fucking bat over his knee, and he still wants to fight the kid.
I mean, this kid is strong.
He's going to fucking murder you. Like, you've already got your ass kicked, and you continue to bully him, and then he breaks a bat over his... Do you not, like, there are grown men that can't do that. I can't do that.
No way I would fuck with Colt. Like, he's a fucking wild card.
He's all like, nah, I can take him. That ain't shit. Did you not learn your lesson? I guess not in your European version.
Just because you're 25 doesn't mean you can win. Now, kind of in the background, back in Japan, we see... So Koga is the name of the main villain. He's Grandpa Mori's rival, Karate Kid 2 style. He hires some goons, doesn't he?
Yeah, oh my god. Talk about, like, of all the things to kind of bring back from the first movie, you had to bring back these surfer, like, rock-style henchmen, and it's the worst versions ever. I don't even know how to put it into words. They're so cringy. The surfer kind of guys from the first movie have a bit of charm to their shtick. I don't know.
They're actual, like, surfer guys, because when you first see them, they're, like, oogling a magazine that has a surfboard on it.
Yeah.
These guys are, like, metalheads. I guess they're more like the Bill and Ted archetypes. There's three of them, though, and they're just the worst. They're so inept.
I'm gonna keep a lookout. You two go and do the deed.
I'm gonna flatten you.
Focus.
What do you hit me for? He's doing it.
I gotta do all the work around here.
And they're not funny.
They should fight the guys from the first movie, but the guys from the first movie would win.
Yes. See, but the guys from the first movie, they had, like, actual jokes. They were actually funny. I chuckle in scenes. Like, there's the scene where they're watching the three ninjas ride their bikes, and they're not paying attention to the road. And the one guy's like, slow down, slowing. And they wreck right into a cop car. Like, that's funny.
Or like when they break into the three ninjas' houses and they got the pizza, it's like, this kidnapping is way better than armed robbery. I never got a pizza on a robbery.
Right? And then they're talking about, like, the kids. They're like, I bet they're pretty sweet kids. Like, that's
We
awesome.
should save some for the kids. yeah, like saving pizza for them.
These guys fucking blow. We got Asian blonde man, Encino man, and other guy.
Encino man, yeah. He is stupid, man.
Like that, like nobody in the world, like that's so unbelievably stupid that it becomes like an Adam Sandler movie. It becomes so just like reality breaking. Nobody's that stupid.
I agree. So these idiots, these three goons, they go to break into Maury's cabin. Now Maury's gone. He's left. He's gone to Japan or whatever.
Again,
but
we
the
gotta
kids have to
bring back this fucking obligatory like Home Alone style shtick where they attempt to break into the cabin.
And it's not as good though. There's virtually no setup for it because they just arrive.
They just kind of, and like, the traps aren't elaborate. They just kind of hold the door closed, throw jelly beans on the ground with oil or it's not jelly beans, it's like oil and
whatever. Yeah.
Who gives a shit, right? It's so bad.
And it's so quick. It's such a big part of the first movie. And I'm not saying that it's like great, but if they're going to try to redo it, which they are, because they're trying to hit some of the same beats as the first movie, you got to do it right. And just to do this really half-assed attempt doesn't work.
There's no build-up towards it, like you said, and then the stunt work, like, they're so obviously doing the whoa type shit, and it doesn't look believable at all.
I don't remember Three Ninjas Knuckle Up very well, but do they have the same thing in that one?
I don't remember it very well either. I guess we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
Which probably will be pretty soon, too.
Oh, shit. Here we go.
So the goons get thwarted, they leave, and they eventually go to Japan.
Oh, no, hold on. So there's the moment where the henchman asks, like, who the fuck are you guys? And
we're the Three Ninjas.
We're the Three Ninjas moment, and it's like, I didn't know they referred to themselves as the Three Ninjas. I had to pause the movie and just process that for a second, because that's so fucking daft. Like, what the fuck was that? Like, that's... Oh, they should have been like, oh, okay, who the fuck is that? You know, like,
how do you know the title of the movie?
Oh, it's so fucking bad. Like, when did they start calling themselves the Three Ninjas? I guess they
after the first one.
Do they? I don't remember that.
No.
They just picked it up between movies?
That's a good point, man.
What the fuck is that? It's so bad. Like, I don't even think the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in the movies ever called themselves the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, because that would be fucking silly and stupid.
Maybe by the time they get to the third one, because that one's pretty fucking retarded.
Oh, you know what? You might be right about that one. I'm gonna do a review on it soon, so I'll find out.
Ooh, can't wait.
Oh shit, I can.
So Grandpa Mori goes to Japan. The goons, since they have been thwarted by the Three Ninjas, they go to Japan as well.
Grandpa goes to Japan at a time when you can just casually take a dagger on a plane.
Those were the days.
Those were the days, man.
Yeah.
That's an artifact. I promise.
Yeah, it's gonna lead me to a gold cave.
Oh my god! Like, you could hold so many hostages with that.
But the goons, they decide to just rear-end Grandpa and get him in the hospital.
That would have been a good scene if it had been, like, executed better. If it hadn't been executed like, hackers. It's just the way it's directed is so bad.
It's funny because he's like this super agile ninja that's pretty strong, but like a pretty like harmless rear end.
A little fender bender
gives him
knocks
whiplash.
him on his ass, gives him whiplash. He almost died.
Yeah, I mean, he's in the hospital for like 4 days.
Yeah, he was in a coma for a while.
They rushed him to surgery.
We weren't sure if he was gonna make it.
I mean, he's 90 years old.
What's his name? Pat?
Victor Wong.
Victor Wong. I thought it was Pat something.
No, you're thinking of Miyagi.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I am. Poor Victor Wong, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He can't even fucking make it through a fucking fender bender, let alone a tremor. Oh. So yeah, they steal the wrong bag though. They steal Tum Tum's bag, and of course, they just show up at the bad guy's house, open up the bag without... They didn't check on the fucking ride there. Of course, it's revealed they grabbed the wrong bag after they show up. Like, what kind of fucking doofuses don't check the fucking 15-minute car ride there?
Oh no, these guys are very inept. They are not capable of the high-level thought in that way.
That's what happens when 1/3 of you is Encino Man.
Yeah.
That guy can't even complete sentences.
They're only as strong as their weakest link, I mean.
Right.
So the kids, the three ninjas, they decide, all right, we got to go to Japan to help Grandpa because they found out he's in the hospital and there's some nefarious shit going on. And of course, they are the most qualified to handle it. So they go to Japan. They, I don't know, do some Home Alone style shit with like recording Grandpa's voice to buy a plane ticket.
They use ninja-tuity.
Ninja-nuity.
Ninja-nudity. Ninja-nudity? That would have been way better.
I mean, they do a little bit of ninja nudity when they fight the bad ninjas because they just pull their pants down.
That's so, like, they did that in the first film. That's how you defeated, like, the Ninja Joker guy.
Yeah. Ninja Joker. I forgot about Ninja Joker. He was cool.
Yeah, the movie should have been about that guy.
Well, he's in the prequel.
Three Ninjas Rising.
So the kids go to Japan and we get some like montage of them like driving around Japan in this limo. I should set that up a little bit. They stop a thief at the airport, like a purse snatcher. They just fucking launch a baseball at his fucking head as he's running away.
Baseball skills, yeah. Oh man, but the music that plays when there's like the montage in the limo is fucking beautiful.
The K-pop? That's Korean music.
Is it Korean music?
Yeah.
Why? Why is it K-pop and not J-pop?
All the music is Korean music in this movie. I don't know, maybe it was cheaper.
Like, did they think American audiences wouldn't be able to notice anyway?
Probably.
They were like, nobody's gonna notice. It's 1994.
The thing about the K-pop montage is that nothing happens. Like, it's a montage to nothing.
Yeah, it's not even like the scene in Big Fat Liar when they first arrive in Los Angeles, and it's like a montage of them checking out Los Angeles. They don't really check out Japan. They just kind of just have moments of doing random things, and it's very, very like anticlimactic and boring.
Yeah, it just stops. They have. There's like a thing where they bow too much. I guess it's a joke. I don't know what the fuck they're going for.
I was mostly dancing to the music. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I was getting down. I was getting down, dude. I gotta work on my moves after this. So they go to visit Grandpa in the hospital. They have the dagger, and he says, "All right, I need you guys to go to this like martial arts tournament, and whoever wins, just fucking pawn it off on them. Let the villains go after them.
It's their problem now.
They can probably handle it if they win the contest, even though it's like a kids contest."
Yeah, good luck, kid. Are we gonna bring up Grandpa's nurse?
I mean, we can.
All right, we did. Moving on.
She annoyed the fuck out of me as a kid, but during this, I was just like, she doesn't need to be here. What is she doing?
Yeah, she's no Bricktop from, the Bricktop babysitter from the first movie.
Yeah. She goes to Maury. She's like, "Do you know what nemesis means? A righteous infliction of retribution manifested by an appropriate agent. Personified in this case by a horrible cunt. Me."
And then she like sumo drops him.
Yeah.
Fat bitch.
I love Snatch.
I do too. It's such a good movie.
Alright, so there's that. Why don't you tell us about the martial arts contest that the kids are watching?
You mean Mortal Kombat?
Yeah, well, of course.
So, what the fuck? There's so many subplots that this movie's trying to juggle. Like, they're playing baseball at first, and then 20 minutes later they're in Mortal Kombat. and they're just hanging out watching. There's one ninja that is doing particularly well, but Colt thinks that he can take him. It's not so tough. Colt, the old hothead, the headstrong Colt. So Colt sneaks away in a scene I guess they cut out of the movie. Somehow they just let him into the tournament. I guess they weren't checking to make sure, he's actually supposed to be there.
He takes someone's uniform, so I think he's posing as one of the other contestants, but it doesn't really matter.
It doesn't really matter because he gets his ass kicked by... And this movie has a lot of moments like this, but when it's revealed who he was fighting, everybody's all like, it's a girl! And the whole movie they do shit like that. It's a girl! Yeah, it's always a girl.
Girl? A girl?
A girl?
It's a girl, goddamn. Who cares?
God damn it, who cares?
So she is Mio. She is a kid their age, and she is really good at martial arts. She's better than the 3 ninjas.
Yes, she is the White Ranger.
She's the 4th ninja. And I guess pretty quickly the kids become friends with her, and she lets them stay with her for a while because they don't really have anywhere to stay in Japan. They did not plan this trip very well.
No, because they're a bunch of fucking kids. Why would they?
But things always work out for these kids, they can just kind of go to Japan. They can use their grandpa's voice in a recording. They can make it work. They can cue up the tape at the right time.
At the perfect time.
Hello, Mr. Shintaro? Hi, how are you today?
I'm all right.
That's nice. I just took a reservation from a young man.
My grandson.
Yes, that's what he told me. 3 seats this afternoon, too.
So cute.
Yes. So I have your authorization for 3 first-class children's tickets to Tokyo, totaling $11,364.
Ow!
I'm sorry? Is this amount okay with you?
Speaking of just shit working out for him, it just so happens that this girl is part of the Japanese Bad News Bears. And
Yes.
in exchange for ninja lessons, they offer her baseball lessons. What do you know?
Right, because they're so good.
They're so good at baseball because we've seen them dominating in the beginning of the film.
Yeah. They got fucking wrecked by a kid that was farting and
Oh, dude, yeah, they got fucking wrecked by the fucking fat kid from Stand By Me.
Yeah. Lardass or the other kid, Vern.
Oh, hold on, no. I'm thinking of the Goonies.
No. Whatever. One of the tropey fat kids, right?
Yeah, one of the... he looks like every fat kid trope ever, is my point.
So we get another montage of training, and this one I think even has a sweeter K-pop song.
Yeah! There's so many montages, and, there's just not a lot of plots being told,
Yeah. The plot is just weird.
There are so many things going on in the plot. It's there's the baseball, the fighting tournament.
They're from Patusan. They're adopted.
They're from Patusan. There's a fucking Sith Wayfinder.
Yeah.
They never explain how Palpatine comes back. There's just so many goddamn things going on.
Tum Tum wants to be a sumo, though. That's mentioned a few times.
They're just, because the writers know of things from Japan. So we got samurai, sumo wrestlers. What other shit do we got? We're out? Well, I guess they're fighting Native Americans in the third film. It's all of the stereotypical Japanese shit.
Tum Tum just wants to be a sumo because he wants to eat a lot.
Look, it worked out so well for the Hawaiian sumo known as Honda.
Yeah, the Honda. Or it's just Honda, I guess, in the Street Fighter movie.
Or, no, I think they call him Edmund Honda.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
No.
I think so. I gotta double check, but I think so. I've watched that movie so many fucking times.
So what happens is they decide to give the dagger to the Grandmaster.
Shang Tsung.
Shang Tsung, it is. But it's a trap. It's
It's
really
always a trap.
it's always a trap. It's really Koga in disguise, and he's got a bunch of henchmen.
You keep
we're
saying
kinda-
Koga, and like the bad guy from Double Dragon's like Kokoshuko or some shit. I keep wanting you to say Kokoshuko.
Kokoshuko.
Dude, oh my god, there's so many. All these like ninja fucking movies from the 90s blur together.
They really do.
They all feel like one movie.
What do you think of these ninja action scenes, but particularly this one?
So the choreography is definitely better than the first film. I'm gonna say that. They clearly were able to hide their stunt doubles a little bit better. They don't have the kids doing all of their stunts, which is pretty apparent in the first film, and which is why it's so bad. Like particularly in the opening scene, it's so clearly an Asian gentleman that's Rocky in a mask.
I think one of the funnier bits is like all the ninjas, they pull out swords on the kids, but one of them just pulls out a cell phone.
Oh yeah,
It's like
I
a
missed
90s like long antenna like cell phone that he's got like on his other pouch or whatever.
Yeah, I missed that bit the first time around, but I caught it the second time. Yeah, what a classic, not totally dated joke, because everybody's got a phone like that now.
And the kids eventually do get captured, just like the first movie.
Oh man, it's like repeating all of the same shit just in Japan.
Oh, especially right here, man, because the guy
even
takes
got a
him to like
fat
his
Asian
ninja
gentleman.
compound.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the ninja. He even calls it the ninja compound. He's like, "This is my ninja compound where I train my army."
This is my ninja compound. My army trains here.
Well, if anyone said, like, isn't that a silly name? He'd be like, what the fuck do you think? I train ninjas here. It's a compound. It's my ninja compound. Fuck off.
Yeah, what? Did you expect something poetic? We're ninjas, not fucking legit businessmen with marketing strategy.
They all have yin-yangs, too, just like the first one. It's probably the Three Ninjas movies that got my obsession with yin-yangs as a kid, because I would draw yin-yangs everywhere. Like, anytime I was doing like homework or anything, there'd be like a little yin-yang in the corner.
Did they just fucking reuse the ninja costumes and I didn't notice?
Maybe. I don't know. There's yin-yangs everywhere, I'm telling you.
Yeah, I did notice that. There's yin-yangs fucking everywhere. He's got, like, just because there's no continuity, he's got, like, karate people with, like, gis. He's got samurais and ninjas. What the fuck is going on?
And the three fucking stooges that we talked about earlier, they
oh
go
my
after
god,
Maury.
I have it written down as Three Stooges too. I was like, this is the moment we call them the Three Stooges.
They go after Maury, but like he still kicks their ass in a wheelchair, which is pretty cool.
And then the nurse throws him out of a window.
Yeah, she fucking launches him.
Yeah. I wish it would have killed him, but, you know, it's whatever. No, it's a kid's movie. Nobody dies in kids' movies.
He does end up getting captured, though, by, like, the actual useful goon.
Yeah, because they fucking repeat the plot points, man. It's like by a fat Asian henchman that's way more competent than the three henchmen they hire.
Yeah, they got another one of those. Look, every successful business has one of those.
They hired the Japanese Jesse Ventura.
Definitely. The bald guy, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he gets kidnapped anyway. And don't they get kidnapped at this point, too?
Well, the kids who have escaped, they have to, like, fight loads and loads of ninjas.
This is the lame escape, where they pretend to escape.
They pretend to escape. They trick the guard again. Which
is a little bit more elaborate than them just phoning the guard from the first movie. Like, call me back. I'm in the kid cell. And the guy falls for it.
And the phone operator in a ninja costume in the first one. Is that you, Frank?
Is that you, Frank? This seems a little bit more clever, so I'll give them that, even though it's another fucking repeated plot point.
It works. The kids get out. They fight hordes and hordes of ninjas. It's pretty weak, but they do get to some mini bosses.
Yes. Oh man, and they're bringing back another fucking plot point about hitting the right pressure points to light up the eyes. But it's like Double Dragon one of your bosses will be like this big guy, and then later on in another level it'll be like 2 of that same boss.
Yeah.
So it's like 2 of the guy now.
It's 2 Abobos.
2 Abobos that you gotta fight. So yeah, they're all hitting the pressure points and lighting up the eyes because
One of the guys is like sumo.
Yeah, there's no fucking theme at all. He's like, hey, you're Japanese, right? And you're Japanese. Like, come join my ninja compound. But I'm a sumo. Hey, come on!
Like sumo, like it's just like a sport, right? Like he's not like.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know. Like the equivalent of like you going through the Matrix, and on the top roof there just happens to be a UFC fighter.
No, it'd be more like if it was like fucking like Stone Cold Steve Austin or something.
Yes, yes. We're like, yeah, imagine Neo fighting Stone Cold Steve Austin on the rooftop in the Matrix. That's what's going on here. Why is there a sumo in a diaper? Is it because Tum Tum wanted to be a sumo? Because full circle?
I guess. So they all go down to the cave, which is kind of, I guess, the whole point. Like the villain Korey, he wants to get into the cave so that he can find this gold treasure that's like.
They arrive on the set of National Treasure.
Like a super weak version of it, but yeah.
Like Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Yeah. It's National Treasure with a Legends of the Hidden Temple budget.
Yes. If you tried to do Indiana Jones on a Nickelodeon budget.
Or like a early MTV Movies budget.
Yeah, dude, this is like you remember when Tupac did his music video and it was Mad Max on a budget? This is that equivalent.
Yeah. So everyone's in the cave. They find the gold. Basically, the villain has a gun, though, on Mori, Grandpa Mori, and the kids.
Because he lacks honor.
Yes, he definitely does.
Well, I mean, honestly, it's the better thing to do. I mean, it worked out so well for Indiana Jones.
I mean, it's in my pitch, so I can't really knock it. It's just use guns.
You know what I mean?
Make it a Seagal movie.
Well, you know, like eventually you gotta put down the fist and pick up the gun.
Exactly. How does Colt stop the gunman?
Oh man, is this? Or we're talking about the point where he throws a little tiny ball, the little little BB sized pellet.
What does he call it? He's like I got a ninja ball or something like that.
Yeah, I think he did call it a ninja ball. Like, what the fuck is a ninja ball?
You can't just find a random thing and be like, oh, it's a ninja button. Oh, it's a ninja cigarette butt. Like,
it's a ninja fork. What?
Yeah.
Just because you put ninja in front of it doesn't. What does that mean? You explain yourself a little bit more. So yeah, and then it like comically like it like blows up and gets like this Home Alone style like black smoke all over his face. It looks like it. Honestly, he gets taken out in a similar fashion in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3 when the bell lands on him. He's all smoky and poofy like that.
And his hair's up? Yeah, I guess you're right. It's the same fucking thing.
Oh, dude, the poor actor can't catch a break. It's so fucking bad. This movie's not that good.
No, but that's okay.
It's all good. It's not as charming as the first one.
It was never going to be.
Yeah, you got some big shoes to fill. We're trying to live up to the hype of 3 fucking ninjas here.
So, for no reason at all, the caves start collapsing.
Oh, because Indiana Jones.
Because every movie with a cave, the cave starts collapsing.
And when they're escaping the cave, they like send Tum Tum through this door, and he does like some Tum Tum shit where he like opens up the door and he's like, they're all like relieved and he's eating, and everybody goes Tum Tum. But if you pay attention, like even the bad guys like Tum Tum, like, did you know his fucking name? Why are you saying it too?
Why do you find this charming? You were trying to kill him.
Yeah, you were trying to kill his grandpa like 25 seconds ago.
But they're cool now, right?
They're
Grandpa
cool now. He's even like slow learner. Like this guy tried to kill you 3 minutes ago. Like you don't want to piss him off and maybe him try to kill you again? No? Alright, cool. Yeah, just mock him for learning slow in life.
He's learned his lesson.
He's learned his lesson. He's a good guy now.
So the kids, they've won the day there in Japan, but they
Kylo
still have...
Ren's it.
They still have some unfinished business stateside, don't they?
Oh shit, do they? They still... Luckily, just because everything fucking works out for our three ninjas, they're able to make it back to the baseball game just in time because Japan's a day ahead. Or 2 days. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Japan's ahead of us. So they're able to make it back in time to the fucking baseball game where they bring a special guest.
Oh yeah, they have Mio now on their side.
And it's a girl moment? Like, yeah, you've done this like 5 times in the fucking movie.
Yeah, it's a girl. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not that big of a deal at this point. even the announcer's like, it's up to number 21. Oh, we don't have him on file. It's like,
yeah, this player's not on the roster. I wonder who it could be.
Yeah,
it's a girl.
It's so telegraphed. Even the announcer's like, by a girl. Like what?
It's like that. It's Always Sunny, like when Dee is like trying out for the Eagles or whatever.
Yes.
And she like kicks the ball and she's like, I'm a woman. And she like takes off the helmet.
I'm about to demonstrate to all of you my natural abilities as a punter. I'm gonna kick this ball 60 yards right in front of your faces, and I'm gonna do it as a woman. Oh, that's right. I'm a woman, and I'm about to show off.
Yeah.
It's that.
Except for, it works out in this case.
So they do have their big game, and I guess they can counteract the fart kid now by putting clothespins on their nose.
They win because Colt gets a new bat, and that gives him some sort of special power. Something, right? He's able to like hit balls now for some reason because he gets a special bat.
And like a little motivation from Mio.
Oh yeah, totally. But yeah, after they win the game, we get the extra inning in the parking lot.
Yeah, because the bullies, like, that's not enough. They gotta go.
It's not enough. Me and my rat tail have got to fight you.
You gotta tuck that in. Someone pulls that and you're done.
Why didn't they get the other fat kid from the original movie? I wanted to see what he was up to. The one that's all like, hey, horsey, how about some hay?
Laugh.
Yeah, well, I guess he didn't make the cut on the baseball team for the Mustangs.
No, that kid couldn't do the cardio.
Dude, are we even gonna acknowledge why Tum Tum's still on the same team as like all these like 14-year-old kids?
Oh man,
I noticed that right at the beginning. I was just like, it does. Who cares?
That Tum Tum kid is awful.
I just wish I was home. I want to see Mom and Dad. I want to be in my own house. I want to eat a real cheeseburger with real cheese.
Oh, it's so bad. They still can't get a fat, chubby kid to be Tum. That's like Tum Tum's thing. He's supposed to be a fat, tubby kid. And for 2 movies straight, they just can't get a fat, tubby kid.
I mean, look, I'm sorry to say this. I'm always kind of sad, but the Little Dipshit Award goes to the Tum Tum kid.
Fuck you, you little dipshit.
Yeah. I guess they officially give Tum Tum a phrase now. He's got a catchphrase where he's like, let's murderlize him.
Let's murderlize him.
It's murderlize him. Yeah, he says that once in the first one.
He says that once in the first movie, but now it's like a catchphrase where he says it like 4 or 5 fucking times.
Yeah, this kid is struggling on screen, so like what they do with him is they just have him look at the camera, they go really close up, and they just have him shout a line.
Yeah, he probably learned 1 line per take.
I'm sorry, kid, if you're listening, by the way.
Oh, he's totally listening.
I'm sorry.
It's gotta be like a director's kid or a producer's kid or something. There's no way this kid outbeat other people in an audition of some sort. I'm not buying that.
I feel like they put these movies together pretty quickly, Like I don't know how long the screening process was they're just
it was probably like the second string of actors that didn't make the cut for the first movie. They're like, congratulations, you're the cast in the sequel.
Did we talk about the Mio at the very end? She like beats up the bullies.
Oh no! So for some reason they're like, They're like, all right, we're going to settle this Mortal Kombat style. Your best guy versus our best guy. And the rat tail bully decides to pick the girl? What the fuck? What kind of wife beater shit is that?
Yeah, he thinks it'll be an easy win.
He's gonna grow up to be a fucking dipshit. He's gonna grow up to be fucking Jake Lloyd or Justin Bieber.
Oh yeah, he fixed the girl.
What? Yeah, what kind of? Obviously he loses. And then Tum Tum looks at the cameras all like, "And what are you gonna do, eh? I tried to warn him."
That's all, folks.
He do no. Right at the main end of it, they do the fucking Looney Tunes where he's like, "That's all, folks."
I hope there's more food on our next adventure. See you next time. Bye.
What the fuck?
What a masterpiece.
What is this movie?
I don't know.
Oh my god.
Is it better than Knuckle Up or is it worse?
I will let you know when I rewatch Knuckle Up.
I guess we'll let each other know because we'll probably be doing that one in the not too distant future.
Sooner rather than later.
So Josh, on any rating scale you want, what are you going to give Three Ninjas Kickback?
I think I'm going to give it a 2 It's a Girls out of 10.
It's a girl?
It's a girl? Yes. Calm down.
It's a girl.
You guys act like you've never seen a fucking girl before. Didn't you love Emily? We didn't even bring up the fact that like they bring back the Rocky Loves Emily song, but it's Rocky Loves Mio.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Yes. My brother, if you're listening, he's not. But my brother's name is Jerome, and we call him Rome for short. And growing up, we used to rework the lyrics as Romy loves Emily. And so like that kind of stuck with me as a kid. So when I heard the same thing, like that Rocky loves me, yo, I was like, oh, it doesn't even work.
It doesn't have the right meter.
It doesn't even have the right. You guys are struggling so hard.
At least they got the Lisa DiMarino. Lisa
Yes.
DiMarino.
Yeah, that works. I can't wait to see what they do for Knuckle Up. Is he gonna fall in love with Pocahontas? You know he is.
A tale as old as time.
A tale as old as time.
Anything else on your rating?
This movie's got so many goddamn things going on, it's hard to keep track. It would get to the point where it'd bring back a plot point, and I would be like, legitimately like, oh, I forgot that was a thing. Like, oh, I forgot they played baseball for the first 10 minutes of the movie. Like, I was so wrapped up in the fucking tournament that they introduced 20 minutes later. And the fucking Indiana Jones treasure hunt 30 minutes after that. Like, oh god. So it's not as focused as the first one. It's really the secret of the ooze of the story of the series.
High praise.
High praise. That's high praise.
Secret of the Ooze is better. I am going to give this...
Secret of the Ooze had a Super Shredder. We did not get a Super Snyder.
Oh, that would be awesome.
That would have been dope.
I'm going to give this... 2 out of 10. Ninjas, ninja stars, ninja forks, whatever. Any inanimate object can be a ninja
balls.
thing. It's getting 2 out of 10 of those. It's not good and it's not charming like the first one. I mean, there's a little bit of nostalgia striking for me here and there when I watch some scenes, but it's pretty bad. But
Yeah.
it has a little bit of comedy to it, so that's why it's a 2 and not a 1 or a 0. Because it's kind of so bad it's good at times.
It's definitely no pocket ninjas, which I guess we're gonna have to work to at some point.
I'm scared of pocket ninjas.
Ironically, Robert Z'Dar looks like Thanos, so
It's all been leading up to this.
rest in peace, Robert Z'Dar.
That dude had a face, if I've ever seen one.
Oh my god. Have you seen Tango and Cash?
No.
Holy shit. They make a point about his face in that movie. They call him Conan the Barbarian at one point. That guy's face is like 2 faces. It's 2 faces worth of face.
That's a lot of face. That's
So
my
we're
Godzilla 98.
We're gonna need a bigger face.
So, Josh, I really thank you for joining me on this quick review of Three Ninjas Kickback. Where can people find you?
You can find me at Review Inc. or in Review Incorporated. You can also type just Review Dude, DOOD. I do, let's just say I make fun of movies.
Certainly do. And thank you again, Josh. I really like your videos. Your newest video, Cabin Fever, is awesome. I highly recommend anyone listening to this check it out. It's so funny.
Thank you.
And
Thank you,
if
sir.
you want to write in, you can email us at bigdumbmovie@gmail.com. You can shoot me a movie suggestion if you're feeling brave. If you're listening on YouTube, give us a thumbs up. Let us know what your favorite K-pop song is. And,
There's so many to choose from. I know it may take everybody a while to narrow it down.
I know nothing about K-pop other than, to me, it just sounds silly. But hey.
Believe it or not, I have a cousin that's really into K-pop.
Write in, Josh's cousin.
She won't.
Well, thank you guys for listening. We'll catch you next time. You'll hear more of me and Josh on the Big Dumb Movie Ninja series. Thank you for listening. We love you.
I'm going for mine every time you see me. Laugh and treat me bad, but you can't defeat me. I believe in myself, that's why you can't fade this. With a full logical, totally awesome arrangement. Prepared for any situation. Be it good, bad, or even petty application. Hanging out of school, trying to gain a reputation. All it's gonna get you is a long vacation. Power. Power of the kids. Power. Kid power. Power. Power of the kids. Power. Kid power. What is really going on? What makes you think you just gonna disrespect me, your friends, your family, and all the people around you? Ain't nothing gonna happen. I don't even think so.
Hey, believe in yourself.
See? Nobody move, nobody get hurt. Man, you ain't gonna do that. You watch me work as I persist to this and uplift the rapper grip. What up with that? Check this. Self-control, I'll pull with a goal. My life is what is cold, so don't try to get bold. Ain't looking for no trouble, don't wanna bust your bubble. I got the power of one, son. Power. Power of the kids, power. Yeah, kids, power. Power. Power of the kids, power. See? Kid power.
Hey, you're pretty good. Not. Psych.
Say it again?
Hey, you're pretty good. Not. Psych. Hey, you're pretty good. Hey, believe in yourself. Hey, you're pretty good. Hey, not. Psych. Hey, believe in yourself. Psych.
Tell me to come back when I run to catch. You see, because of ninja, I am good at swinging my butt.
What?
You know, swing my butt.
You mean you're bad?
Yes, my butt.